Hey guys, what's up? This is XWolfX here, coming at you with July's 2015's prediction ban list. But before I go over it real quick, today I read an article which was posted on July 2nd by Kevin Thorne, and I thought it was kind of interesting, and I'm going to link the article into the video as well, so let's talk about this article real quick. Basically, he was just saying, at the beginning of when, Yu-Gi-Oh! Came over to this TCG, it had ban lists and moderations, depending on each set. And then he eventually talked about when it went to 6 months and then 3 months. And he was talking about how rapid the 3 months change has been good and whatever. But he feels like he hasn't been hitting the right hits, I guess, if you kind of read it, or that's my interpretation. Because he said sometimes they hit a card that they think might be a problem, not really was a problem. Stratos, cough, 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 Stratos. Anyways, and they're just talking about it and talking about how the ban list will be up when it's ready, which obviously will probably be when Nats is over for everybody in TCG, just because it's unfair to have us play under one list and then them under a new list, because it's like, oh yeah, we have Burning Abyss at this strength, but let's just say Sir or Graf got hit to one. It's like, well, nobody's had time to practice with this new ban list, so it's kind of a middle finger to the other players. So good on Konami for not doing it in mid Nats format or whatever, but I'm pretty sure we'll see it once all the TCG Nats are over. So let's get started. First, let's talk about ban cards. Ancient Jar, too good, too broken. I'm just kidding, guys. This card's just a joke between a friend and I think you'd appreciate it when watching this video. Alright, now on to the serious things. I could see Royal Magical Library either to 1 or banned just because of Chicken Race and the other silly decks that can be revolved around it. And another card I could see going to 1 or banned is All Shed All Construct. 1, because, it dumps, it adds so much consistency. It's like a Alley of Justice Cataster. It can grab their Shadow Fusion back. And for the fact of it is the same way the OCG did it. Because the deck is really, really good. And I just feel like this card, at least to 1, wouldn't kill the deck, but it would hurt it. Back to talking about 1 cards as well. Let's talk about Trishula real quick. Trishula, the Dragon of the Ice Bearer. OCG has it. It's obviously been showing it's not doing anything. And plus, it'd be kind of cool to give Tengu plants their full potential as well. Once again, Elemental Hero Stratus to 1. No reason for him to be on the ban list. It was a bad hit in the first place. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I'm not even going to go on this rant today. Either Seer or Graf or Seer to 1. I feel like Seer would be the harder hit, but Graf would be the more appropriate hit, so the deck could still be playable. Because you can always use Seer to recycle Graf, whereas if you hit Seer to 1, you're really hurting the consistency of the deck. But if you want to watch the world burn, hit both of them to 1. I could see Monster Reborn coming back just because it's legal in the OCG, which I do realize, we're playing in 2 different formats, but the game is already at a crazy state that I feel like this is kind of a push to help rogue decks. If not, oh well. Heavy Storm, back to 1, or Harpy Feather Duster, just because of all the floodgates going around. 3 Typhoon is not enough, and most people are going to play 2 main deck anyways, 2 to 3. But I feel like this is going to, help out a lot because of Mistake, Vanities, etc., to get around, or even lose a turn, just because we have so much floodgates going on right now that it's just like, LOL, you can't play the game. Get good, scrub. The Star Seraph Scepter to 1. 1, because that's the way how the OCG does have it. And I'm not just going it off of it because of that. 1, because it's basically giving every deck 3 Stratos, which, if we're not even allowed to have Stratos, why are we allowed to have 3 of this? It's ridiculous. And the fact that the card that it searches allows him to draw again, and when you use him as a material, you blow up a card and you draw a card, it's like, okay, there's no downside to this card. It's just crazy. Unicorn to 1, because Unicorn is skill drain as a walking skill drain / Genlock and all that fun stuff. You guys know how Negrovs play. Insuffusion to 1 because of Nodin. Enough said. I could see Rhoda going to 1 or 2 because of just it being a good generic searcher. / it'd be a hit to Satellar Knights. Inzector Hornet to 2 or 3 just because Inzectors aren't doing anything over here, and I know it would You know, kind of make some older players happy. And that's about it right there. And the OCG has it at 3, and Insectors still aren't doing too well, so what's that saying? Now, Dragonfly can never come back to 2 or 3 just because Dragonfly is way too good. Rescue Rabbit to 2 or 3, once again, you know, I feel like, you know, 1, obviously, is, you're not seeing it enough. 3 would be really consistent. 2 would be a good number. I prefer to see it at 3 just because it's not going to probably affect the meta too much, you know, and it kind of gives people some extra decks where they can have fun with it. Now, as for these cards, Infernity Archfiend back to 3 or Infernity or Barrier. And the reason why I'm saying like Archfiend or Barrier is because, yes, they did win Worlds, but also Shadows weren't out at the time, so that's part of the reason why they won Worlds. I say, like, if they don't bring back Archfiend to 3, because they killed the deck once they hit Archfiend to 1, but if they don't bring back, like, Barrier to 3, right now, Satellar Knights and both Yosenjus have 3 barriers, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't make sense, why is Infernity or Barrier to 1. I understand, like, at that time of the format, yeah, it was a good hit because it kind of balanced the deck out. Whereas now it's like, okay, there's no point to have this at 1 because you already have other decks that can search out their Infernity or Barriers, so this is just kind of a middle finger. You guys hit Archfiend and you don't give this back. So I feel like Archfiend or Barrier should go back to 3. Card Trooper back to 3 because no decks are playing anymore, and it'd be kind of funny to see somebody do Troop Dupe 2015. And Thunder King Ryo to 2 or 3 because we got Mistake, and I mean, I realize Thunder King's a walking mistake, but Mistake is kind of better than Thunder King at this point, so why not? And alright guys, this is my prediction list for July 2015 Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, TCG. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. Peace out.